Hello everybody and welcome to this very special video I'm making of just a general run through of Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I'm just making this video for the less capable of you out there, the less educated, who decided they would buy Rebirth despite the fact that they never played the original Binding of Isaac. Well, they owned it and they claimed to play it, but they didn't know dick, and they still acted like they were excited for Rebirth. And now Rebirth has come out and they're shit because they didn't play the original game. And when I say those of you, I mean Grey Ghost. I'm making this video for Grey Ghost, the useless mongoloid. Now, this is post-commentary because I had some sound level issues while I was doing in-game commentary, and the music and sound effects and the microphone I was using all kind of came together to make a muddled mess. So there will be no in-game noise, no sound effects, no music, just my voice. So, you know, if you really want to, just mute this video, and anytime something comes up that you want a little bit of explanation about, unmute it, and hopefully I'll be rambling about what I just did instead of just rambling in general. This first run I am going to reset. I was looking for an average start. The first thing I need to point out is that I have the D6. This is something that you won't have. If you are watching this video for its educational purposes, you won't have it. And that might not be very useful for you. That's the point where I turn on the music and murder the video. But don't worry too much about not having the D6. I'm going to make a new series after this. Right here I'm placing a bomb. This rock, you see it's a tinted rock, it's a slightly different color, and it has an X on upper left. You want to blow those up. They contain items, usually a soul heart. But yes, this is just a first video to start off this forum thread that I've been told to make by Grey Ghost. And after this video I'm going to start from a brand new save file and play through right from the beginning, so I won't have the D6 to save my ass. So what the D6 does, which is the dice you can see in the top left, it lets me re-roll any items that I could pick up. So, you know, if I get a bad item room, I will be able to, you know, roll the dice and see if I can get something better, like I'm going to do now. This item I was considering picking up. Instead of being damaged when you get hit by explosions, it will heal you. But I thought it was a little bit too early for something like that, and I picked up, in my opinion, a lesser item, the stem cells, which is just a straight red heart container, so a health up. My idea here is that I want to have a good number of health containers at the ready for my first devil deal, which I'll try and get on the as early as possible, which is Basement 2. To get your first devil deal, all you have to do is not take red heart damage on the second level of the game. And I'll talk about devil deals a little bit later. And the final thing I just want to point out before we really get into it, I do abuse a bug in this game. I'm sure it will be patched out eventually. I think it will be patched out eventually. I'll point out what I'm doing when I do it, and it's really the point where having the D6 is a really big deal. So I'm keeping it in the video because it's an important part of the video, and I can explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And this is kind of how this game works. Sometimes having one item can really turn the tide. But I'll ramble a little bit more about that when it actually happens. So that's I don't actually know what evil does, but I do know that maybe this is all it does. But it does give you a black soul heart, which is just like a soul heart, except when it runs out, it damages everything on the screen, which is extremely useful. Something else I'm going to point out is that this is the first run that I did. I woke up, and then as soon as I opened my computer, Grey Ghost says, you need to make something, you need to make a Binding of Isaac thread. So I made this video right away. My reflexes aren't that good, I'm still a bit groggy, and that's my excuse for playing like shit. So you can see there I'm blowing up another tinted rock, and I can spin this to my advantage because I managed to take out an enemy at the same time. And I pick up the soul heart right away because I don't want to take red heart damage. And you can see that picking up that safety pin and getting the black heart saved my devil deal, because I did get hit once, and if I didn't have that I would have taken red heart damage, and then I wouldn't have gotten my first devil deal. This is Bob's Rotten Head, which is a spacebar item, so I definitely don't want to hold on to it. I want to keep my D6, preferably forever, right until the end, until there's no more need to pick up items. So this is the small rock. You unlock it by... I'm not really sure, I think you just blow up a lot of tinted rocks and eventually you'll unlock it. And once you have it unlocked, if you don't already have it in this run, there is a 10% chance that every tinted rock, I think it's 10%, that every tinted rock that you blow up will yield a small rock instead. You can only get one per run, I think. I know that if you have picked it up and taken it, then they won't appear anymore. I don't know if it's possible to kind of get a lot up on screen and then pick them up. Wow, there are a lot of tinted rocks on this floor. Anyway, in the original game, it was a slight speed up, a big damage up, and it was a slight speed down, a slight tear rate up, and a big damage up. But now it's just a straight damage up, and that makes it very nice. So that grey chest you saw there, that's a stone chest. You need to use a bomb to open it. And I re-roll that into a junk item. Now, the reason I decided to re-roll that is because this battery item I'm about to buy will immediately recharge your spacebar item. So I'm saving my dice for the devil deal, because if if there's something in the devil deal that is not particularly great, I can roll it into something else that might be great. But when I saw that battery, I knew that I could go back, re-roll my item room, have a chance at getting something decent, and then I'd be able to immediately recharge my dice for the devil deal. And that's exactly what I did, but I didn't get anything decent from my item room. Monstro, this is good. This is a fight that I can take no damage in. So, it's good that I have this black soul heart and this soul heart just as a backup, but I really shouldn't be taking damage from him. He's really easy. I'll talk about devil deals now. Devil deals, in case you don't know, occasionally appear at the end of every boss fight. They'll appear in a door like that, and inside them you can get special items and it'll cost you a heart container. So there I picked up the pentagram, which it's a damage up, but also makes it more likely that I'll get devil deals in the future. And there are a lot of factors to decide if a devil deal will turn up, including how many devil deals you've had in the game, how many devil deals you've previously seen in your run, There is a goat head which you can pick up. The pentagram increases chance. The Book of Belial and the Book of Revelation, I believe, when you use them, will increase your chance of seeing it on that floor. Blowing up beggars also contributes towards it. Generally, doing evil stuff makes it more likely that you'll get a devil deal. Once you take a devil deal, you're going to get devil deals only. But if you ignore the first devil deal you see, every time there would be a devil deal, there's a 50% chance it will be a god room instead. And the god room just gives you a free item. The item I just picked up, Cancer, is quite good. It looks like it gave me a few soul hearts, which is handy, but every time I get hit in a room, it will apply the wafer effect, which you see happens just now, which means that every time I get hit in that room, I will only get hit for 1/2 of a heart. So this is not particularly useful at the beginning of the game, when mostly everything that hits you will take a 1/2 a heart of damage anyway. But in the later levels of the game, where every hit is a full heart, it's really quite nice. So at this point I have damage from the small rock and the pentagram. My damage is right. My speed is pretty... It's default, it's not great. I could use one more speed up. Well, I could use one speed up. My tear rate's still terrible. I really would like a better tear rate, and I would still like a bit more damage. You can see I'm about 1 damage up away from being in a comfortable range. So the run is not going swimmingly, and if I don't get some good items, this run is going to be very premature, and it's going to be in danger. I want to point out here that I do get lost on this floor, and there will be a little bit of dead time where I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. Once again, I'm just going to blame having just woken up. You can tell because I'm taking a lot of stupid damage on this floor. So I'll explain it now. There is the first boss. At the end of every level, obviously, you should know by now there is a boss. But on the 6th boss is the big boss. It's Mum's Foot, and the first time you play the game, that will be the first end game boss. After that, there is the Womb, which is another 2 floors, and the final boss there, which is the game-ending boss, is Mom's Heart. And when you beat Mom's Heart enough, it turns into It Lives, which is just a slightly harder version. So, once you beat the heart, a trapdoor will appear, or a beam of light will appear. This is when you beat It Lives. Once you beat Mom's Heart enough, either a trapdoor, well, both a trapdoor and a beam of light will appear. And depending on how strong your run is, you will want to take either the trapdoor down to Sheol, where you will fight Satan, and that's the end of the game, or you will take the beam of light upwards to the cathedral, where you will fight Isaac. And if you have if you've activated the secret, there will then be a secret boss after that, which you can fight in a really cool level. That's how it worked in the original game. So if your build was not very strong, if you were not confident that you'd be able to beat the cathedral, you would go down and fight Satan in Sheol, and that would be your run. If you felt like you had a strong run and you really wanted to kind of, you know, how it seemed in the original game, beat the game by doing the secret level, you know, you had to be fairly confident and have a decent build. So this is the point in the run where you'd be kind of looking at what you have, assessing whether or not you'll be wanting to take the easy way out or go all the way. Now, traditionally, at this point, looking at my build, I would go down and fight Satan. I should not have rolled that. What I wanted was more health up for devil deals, but I digress. In this game, you can unlock the item that will take you to the secret level, and there's the goat head. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, which means that I'm more likely to get devil deals now. But so you can unlock the item which will take you to the formerly secret boss, or you can, if you beat Satan enough in Sheol, you can unlock an item which will take you to a brand new secret boss, which is the equivalent, you know, the Satan's equivalent to the cathedral one. So now in this game, it's not so much a case of how bad is my build, should I end the game early or should I go all the way. It's a case of what do I feel more comfortable trying to beat. Now, I have not unlocked the item that would let me go to the formerly secret level. I'll just tell you, after you beat the cathedral, which is taking the beam of light, you can unlock the chest. After you beat the cathedral about 6 times, you will unlock an item which will let you then go on to the chest from the cathedral. And the same thing now happens when you beat Satan enough in Sheol. But at this point I have not unlocked the chest, and I've not unlocked the area after Sheol. So I'm still trying to figure out which boss I should try and beat, and at this point in the game, Satan is still easier to beat than the boss of the cathedral. So I'm looking at my build now and I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to fight Satan. This is not a very strong run at all. I'm sorry, I kind of waffled around. I didn't explain that very well. I got distracted along the way, so I hope you understand what's going on. And my future videos, when I make the new game run, that will definitely explain it better. So at this point I'm trying to figure out the most efficient way to use my D6, and you can see my indecision just there. I'm going to go beat one more room and then roll my item room, and then I'm going to pick up the battery to recharge it and then hope that I get a devil deal in the boss fight. That's my plan at the moment. Knowing how to manage your items and kind of thinking about this stuff is really I was really pissed off to get this item. Yeah, but knowing how to manage your items and manage your resources is really the difference between being really good at this game and just being okay at it. It looks on the surface like a pretty easy game, and it is an easy game, but these are things that you have to think about. I didn't explain this last time, I'll explain it now. I'm sorry if you unmuted before and I didn't explain it. The donation machine decides, it unlocks, when you donate a certain amount of money to it, it'll unlock new items, but it also decides how many items you can see in your shop at once. So this is a good boss. This is a predictable AI. It's pretty weak, doesn't have much health. Very good. Also, with the donation machine, it persists throughout playthroughs, as you may have been able to see, so it's not like you're just unlocking better shops for one run, it's persistent. and I get the devil deal. I leave the milk there, and I go ahead and I'm thinking about it, I take the Whore of Babylon, and that was probably, and I'm really considering debating this Guppy's hairball. I don't have any Guppy pieces yet, so I'm probably not going to take it, but wanting to be Guppy gets the best of me, and that's really the point where the run decides it's going to, I throw the run away. The Whore of Babylon, when you are at the equivalent of 1 or half a red heart, gives you a massive speed up and a massive damage up. And you know, I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. And then the Guppy's hairball, when you get 3 pieces of Guppy, you turn into a flying cat, whose every tier that you hit will spawn like between 1 to 4 or 2 to 4 attack flies, and they will seek out enemies and do twice your tiers in damage. But it's really late in the run, and I've only got 1 piece of Guppy. I threw away 2 heart containers on junk items, and that's really the point where my run is just like, yeah, that was a really dumb decision. I'm not 100% sure why I did it. But the Guppy's hairball does kind of pay off a little bit. You'll see in a room or two. Yeah, this room here. Oh, not this room. Okay, I'll stop talking about stuff that happens in the future now. Yeah, bad call. I took the Whore of Babylon because I was hoping later on I could get Guppy's Paw. And Guppy's Paw lets you permanently remove 1 red heart container, and it gives you 3 soul hearts, which means that I can then pour away all of my red heart containers to get maximum soul hearts, and because I have no red heart because I have no red hearts, the game will put me in Whore of Babylon. I'm very sorry. So I will have the equivalent of, you know, full health and a permanent +2 damage, +2 speed or something, so it would put me in a really good position. The hairball was a really stupid choice. But you see, it's paying off now. Obviously it's not paying off to the price, but it's still working for me. So this is the point where I wouldn't even be confident in fighting Satan, especially not when I'm taking such stupid damage. I just got hit by a white poop fly. God, idiot. Something I need to point out here, and I think I'm on Caves 2. Yeah, that's why I hesitated before walking in. Your first 3 shops, as long as they're not in XL floors, are guaranteed to be safe. So, you know, your first 2 shops are guaranteed to be safe, and if you're on Caves 1, it's guaranteed to be safe. But if you're on Caves XL, it's not necessarily going to be safe, and there could be a mini-boss inside of it. I'm getting my ass kicked. I was really trying to save my lover's card, but I'm going to have to use it pretty soon, because my health is dwindling. And I really need something from these skulls. Instead I get an enemy, and it's at this point I'm just really, I think the run is over at this point. I go backtrack and try and find my item, maybe it can save me. And I think, why not? Why not? Occasionally when you hit an enemy, if you hit an enemy with a perfume tier, which is 1 in every X tiers, the enemy will not attack you and try and run away from you. And I'm just like, I'm not going to roll it, I'm just going to take it. See how this boss has gone purple? That's the fear tier going into effect, but not actually doing anything because he's a boss. And because of the nature of his attacks. So this is me just going full hashtag YOLO. I don't even care. Just gonna try and bomb him, gonna miss the bomb. Yep. And against all odds I get the kill. And that's a speed up, so I'm definitely going to take it. I don't even care. And I go into the Devil DLC if there's anything that can save me, and it's Krampus. And I was like, well, that's it. GG. But this is where the bug comes in. This is brand new. This is something that you could never do before. No, I don't think you could do it in the original game. And yeah, this is what saves the run. So we'll just take a look. So, unlike every other boss, when Krampus is dying, he drops his item during the death animation instead of after the death animation. Which means the item is in the room, but when you save and quit, because he hasn't left the room, he's still dying in it, when you reload, the game thinks you're still alive and brings him back. So you've got his item, and you can respawn him, so you can just fill the room up with as many of his coals and Krampus's heads as you want. Continuously do this over and over again, and this may not be very useful to most of you, but when you have the D6, that means that you can roll all the items at once, which means you're getting your free picks for Devil Deal items. Which is great, because, you know, there's no use for more than one coal, and you definitely can't use more than one Krampus head. So, re-rolling them into new stuff means that you can get free damage ups, you can get free brimstone, you can get as many followers as you want. It's broken. It's a bug, it's a bad bug, it's a great bug. I'm just trying to look at my items now, trying to figure out why I'm getting hearts every now and then when I get hit. I still haven't figured that out. Something I need to point out is that items in this game do not recharge until after the room, all the enemies in the room have disappeared. So you can't get unlimited dice rolls in this room by killing Krampus and then you get a charge on your dice and then quitting out and coming back in. He has to have disappeared for the charge to take effect. So that is one element of the game of this bug that is not in our favour. Coal is pretty cool. You can see what Krampus's head's doing. Coal makes your tears have more damage depending how long they've been on the screen. So if you have really slow shot speed, which is not your tear rate, it's just the speed at which your tears move across the screen, and of course good range, your tears will have really big damage by the time they hit the other end of the room. So it makes long distance fighting a little bit better for you, a little bit more powerful. A lot of you probably, have looked at how long this video is, and I can assure you I'm not going to be doing this for another 10 minutes. I'm going to give up pretty soon. I don't need to fill the whole room with items, I don't need to get cocky. I just really need something to save this build. But every time I get a Krampus head, I can't say no to another kill, can I? So quick, so easy. I'm just trying to see if I can move this heart out of the way for me to pick up, but I can't, and I'm really starting to get smacked up, so I'm going to roll it now. Ah, so much good stuff. And I get my guppy. So it's Guppy's head. There's my second guppy piece. I'm going to go straight for the tail. That's my third guppy piece, and you'll see now I am a cat. This mask, every time I get hit, there's a chance that I'm going to get Soul Heart back, which is fantastic. Fair Shot, which I think is just Mum's perfume. Ceremonial Robes, Sin Up, why not? There's no reason not to. The Mark, damage up, beautiful. Dark Balm, I'll talk about him in a minute. He is... oh, well, you can see in the video I stopped moving because I was talking about him now. He picks up red hearts off the ground, half hearts, whole hearts, and when he gets enough, he'll change them into soul hearts for you. Packed, damage and tears up, really strong build. Why not take that? I can't remember what that does, don't know what that does. It's the Book of Belial, I may as well just touch it. Great, so now I have a fantastic, just an amazing run. It's so good. I'm missing the paw, which is the last thing I would really want to ensure that I'm invincible. Effectively invincible, that is. So we'll check out my new build. Pretty cool. So if you compare this to the last floor, which is basically the same in difficulty, you can see I'm tearing everything up. So this is a beggar that you can blow up to get a, devil deal. I don't care. I don't need any more devil deals, so I play him to see if I can get a, compass or anything. Nope. Mr. Mega, excellent. My bombs now do much more damage. I'm going to let my Dark Bum pick up that heart. Still hasn't had enough to eat. So now I'm fighting the first endgame boss, Mom's leg. It's pretty standard fight. Really not a threat with this current build. I decided to drop that pill because I don't want to accidentally take it. If you have any questions about this run, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to post them in the thread, or if for some reason you're not someone from the forum who ended up watching this video and actually made it all the way through this, make a comment in the video, I guess. But yeah, I know I haven't really explained everything. I've just tried to explain the most basic and interesting parts of this run. So I'm sorry if I missed anything out. Just let me know, and I'll explain it as succinctly and clearly as possible. So this is the point in the game where everything starts hitting for 1 heart worth of damage. Now, unlike the previous game, unlike the original Binding of Isaac, you can't have unlimited soul hearts. Before, you were limited to however many red hearts would fit on the screen, but you could have soul hearts that went off the counter. Not in this game. In this game you are limited to the predefined number of Guppy's Paw of soul hearts. So that's why I'm not picking these soul hearts up. I'm deciding whether or not I want to keep it or keep my dice, and the answer is definitely the paw. So what this means now is even if I get torn down and I'm down to red hearts, all my soul hearts and black hearts disappear, I will be able to sacrifice one of my red hearts for 3 soul hearts. A deal. There's nothing really that I need anymore, so my D6 is kind of... I mean, it would be nice, but I'd definitely take the poor any day. Just trying to think. I already can't remember if this is womb 1 or womb 2. I guess we'll find out. Yep. So this is the end game boss that you'll be fighting a lot of before you unlock the you know the real endings of the game, and it's much more difficult than I just made it look. It's not too difficult, but yep, that was pretty cool. So at this point you can either go up the golden shaft of light to the cathedral, or you can go down to Sheol. Now if a devil deal or a god room open up, they won't have items in it, they will just take you to the respective places. So if you go into that devil room, which I am about to do, you'll see that there is a trapdoor leading down to Sheol, and if it's a god room there will be a beam of light which will take you up to the cathedral. And at this point in my run, it doesn't matter if I go up or if I go down, because I haven't unlocked the final boss for each stage, but I am closest to unlocking the final boss for the cathedral. I'm really close to unlocking the chest, so I go to the cathedral because I think it's a more impressive fight than the Satan fight, although the Satan fight has become more difficult in Rebirth. Mask of Infamy, beautiful. So now when I get hit from the front, there's a good chance I'll take no damage, which is something we will see pretty soon. I won't point it out, but you'll see I'll get hit and I don't take damage. Oh, by the way, I mean, you probably already know this, but spoilers. So, you know, if you stop watching if you don't want these things spoiled for you. I'm trying to proc my trinket because occasionally it will tell you where the boss and where all the rooms of interest are, but it doesn't seem to want to do it, so I give up. Okay, last chance of spoilers. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I should do. This fight is a little bit harder than I'm making it look. My build went from absolute trash to really good. It could be much better, but this is pretty good. Now what I'm going to do at this point is, you can't see it, I did just unlock the Polaroid, which is pretty cool. So now I can go into the chest. It is possible to go to the chest before unlocking the Polaroid, and this is what I'm trying to do now. You may or may not have noticed, it's quite rare, but occasionally if you blow up a rock or a prop like a pot or a skull, a hatch will be under it, like the the hole in the ground that lets you go to the next level. These don't take you to the next level, they take you to a weird side-scrolling room, and it has like an item or a chest in it. If you find this on the cathedral, it will take you to like a black market where you can buy regular items with soul hearts, not soul hearts, with heart containers. So it's like a devil deal, but without devil deal items. And there will be a beam of light that will then take you to the cathedral. And that's exactly what I'm trying to, not the cathedral, the chest. And I'm trying to find this hatch. I don't have enough bombs, and it's not a guaranteed thing, so I'm just spending my last 3 bombs trying to find it. But that is a way of getting there before you get the Polaroid. Now that I have unlocked the Polaroid by beating Isaac 6 times, I think it's 6. When I beat Mom, she'll just drop the Polaroid. That will be her boss drop item. And every time I beat Isaac now, when I touch the golden chest, which drops when he dies, it will take me to the chest right away where I can fight the secret super boss. And the same thing happens after you beat Satan 6 times. You can fight Mega Satan. Yep. So I'm just going to get my bum friend to pick this up, see if I can get Fantastic. And that's why I was holding on to my 2 of Hearts earlier. But yeah, so I'll be making a new save file run through from scratch, right from the beginning. And yeah, I hope you guys, if you enjoyed this video, you'll watch it then. But that's me. I had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next video.